I'll tell you another funny one on Ward Palmberg's dad was manager of the bank in Astoria, and we were going up to play Westport, and they had a great ball club on that little Westport thing. When you went there to play, you took your life in your hands. That little box, and they were like a bunch of wildcats, those Westport players. So we play them Friday night. So Friday afternoon, three of my boys decided they'd take the time off. We were undefeated. We're always talking about maybe keep going. We can go through undefeated. And so it was Rube working in Evan Parker and Ward Palmberg. These three guys, they skipped school Friday afternoon. So the principal, he told her, come and got a hold of me. I thought, oh, for God, take those crazy kids. I got a hold of the manager, Butch Morgan. I said, Butch, you know where those kids hang out. You go get them and get them right back here to school. They're up at the Columbia Club in Portland. They go up to the fire station where there's baskets up there. I don't know, you know where that old fire station is? In Upper Town?
In Upper Town, yeah. It's a museum now, I think, yeah.
Well, I don't know if it's changed at all, but if you go upstairs and look at the basket there, the keyhole was square. Yeah, keyhole. So anyway, I wouldn't play them. They were cocky as the devil, those three kids. And we got in at Westport, oh boy, that place is buzzing. I wouldn't say, I left them on the bench, didn't say a word to them. I started the other guy, and I wouldn't play him. Went the whole game through without him, and we got beat by 1 point. Oh, God, the kids were mad. So I thought, I'll talk to him now. I was back in the dressing room after the game, and saying to him, but boy, when I got down the door, you should have heard him. I looked in there, and Rudy had Rube up against the wall, and I slug it. Oh, the kids that had a skip never matter in hell. So I thought, well, they'll take care of themselves, so I walked off. So anyway, every time we come back from a ball game on Monday, the Kiwanis Club would meet at noon for lunch, and they usually have the coach down to talk about the game. So I was invited down, of course. I went down to talk about the game, and they asked me, what happened? What happened? Went up there and lost the game and didn't play those boys. I said, well, I'll tell you the truth. These three boys skipped school, and I wasn't about to play them. And, they thought that was fine. That was the right thing to do. And so I sat down after a song. The fellow next to me was Mr. Paul Dean. And he says, Wally, that was the right thing to do. That was a good thing to do. By the way, who were the boys? I wouldn't name them. I said, well, Mr. Paul Danis, I'll tell you this much. One of them was your son. Well, I talked to Ward after that. You know, I see him every once in a while. He comes over here. You know, he says, when he got home the next night, after the hot time at home, he took care of it. So that's a couple of the stories.
What do you think of basketball nowadays? Has it changed a lot?
Well, it sure changed. We didn't have the jump shots, you know.
Right.
And we had the running one-hand shot. That we brought up from the YMCA.
There's a Hank Lucetti that
I was reading where they gave the credit to Hank Lucetti and those fellows down there where they copied it from us because we were the only team that used. That was our big shooting style, was always a running one-hand shot. That was our scoring opportunity, and I played against Lucetti. And so on. You know, in fact, I know him personally, nice fellow. But that was our long shoot. We were shooting the running one-hand shot. But we had a real great team. We're winning state championships. It just caught on. The whole town was crazy about basketball. The whole town gathered with basketball. All the telephone poles and power poles had backboards up on it. And I know the power company just raised hell about it. You had to take them down. And that, when they started telling them to take the baskets down, the townspeople just raised hell with the power company. And so they stayed up. The telephone poles. And I know a couple of the guys that work for the telephone company even helped put baskets up for the kids. But there were games going on all the time. When I was coaching down there, I remember. You go down, you know where the Doughboy Monument is. Well, you turn, you go up to Alameda. And I remember turning and going up there when there were 3 games going on across floor at the same time. And boy, when you drove, you had to stop and wait till the play was over so you could get through. So that was going, that's how basketball crazy town was.
Wow.
We had baskets on the warehouse and down in the canneries, and the canneries were booming then, so times were great.
Yeah.
It gets it.
And Stan Williamson, he was one of your players too, right?
Oh yeah, he was a great little guy. He played great basketball at Oregon, and he was also student body president, and very popular young man. And the unfortunate thing is him is, I guess he couldn't stand the prosperity or the aftergrowth.
Yeah.
He got on dope. He got a nice marriage and everything. Got on dope. We all tried to help him a lot. His dad, I knew his dad real well, who lived out by the old bridge across the Lewis and Clark. His dad was a fellow runner for Brookfield Company. He moved up to Raymond, Washington, so we finally got Stanley to go up and be with his dad. And he finally got straightened out. And then he was coaching down at Fortuna, California, and doing pretty good, and had his team in his halftime, and he dropped dead in the dressing room. Sorry to see that. He was a great little basketball player.
Yeah, he was only 5'4" or 5'6".
Yeah, but he had arms that hung down to his, clear down past his knees. And everybody would underestimate. He stole more balls than guys that stopped to dribble just short of him. He had a hand in there going with. He was a good little athlete, real good. Yeah, he was an all-stater. He was a great basketball player at Oregon. Oh yeah, he was outstanding there. You bet.
And who were some of the other guys that you remember?
Morris Valdenis played at Oregon State, and some of the guys went down there as freshmen and didn't cut it all the way. Lou Workinen could have been a great one, but he just wanted to drink and have a cigarettes and so on. He died fairly early, and he's buried up at Greenwood Cemetery, and his tombstone, his sister is so crazy about the has a basketball on it.